Call our business line within 2 weeks of their name being drawn to provide their mailing address. Employees and their families of Regional Radio are not eligible to participate or win any contest.
This is Staff Meteorologist Paul Trombley with your Regional Radio forecast. A wind advisory begins at 10 a.m. today and remains in effect until 7 p.m. tonight. Chance of thunderstorms today. Otherwise, overcast skies. High temperatures reach up to 73. Winds out of the south, 20 to 25 miles per hour. Get weather anytime by calling 824-6101 or online at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. Currently 63.
WTIM.
You're listening to WTIM, your information station. Time now for your expanded local news. I'm Reed Kamai. The world of agriculture could see brighter days ahead. State Senator Doris Turner passed a measure through the Senate to increase access to agricultural education programs across the entire state of Illinois. Turner says that our state's agriculture industry provides various paths that can lead to good-paying jobs and that students deserve to have the opportunity to discover the number of avenues within the ag industry. Her bill that recently passed, known as Senate Bill 3226, requires the Illinois State Board of Education to submit a report on the status and availability of agricultural education programs statewide. The report would also be required to include trends, challenges, and obstacles to overcome, opportunities for expansion, and recommendations to better line up agricultural education with workforce and post-secondary opportunities in agriculture and agribusiness. Turner also says that she's seen students who joined the FFA after taking one agricultural education course, and that by expanding access to ag ed programs that are currently available, we are shaping the future ag leaders. Senate Bill 3226 passed the Senate with bipartisan support. Yesterday was Illinois Trooper Day. In honor of Illinois Trooper Day, the Illinois State Police, Illinois Department of Transportation, Illinois Tollway, and the Illinois State Police Heritage Foundation have announced that every ISP officer killed in the line of duty will soon be honored for their sacrifice that they've made for the people of Illinois. This honor will be given in the form of a memorial sign along Illinois roadways. Governor J.B. Pritzker says that the lives and legacies of our fallen state police officers deserve to be honored for generations to come. He also stated that the state will ensure that no sacrifice goes unrecognized, and mentioned as well that state police officers put their safety on the line to protect the people of Illinois. According to Governor Pritzker, that bravery and commitment will soon be memorialized along the roadsides across the state. Trooper Albert J. Hassan was the first ISP trooper killed in the line of duty. Hassan's death came after being struck by a vehicle while on patrol on Old Route 66, just north of Chenoa, in 1924. Since the agency began providing services in 1922, a total of 73 ISP officers have died in the line of duty. ISP Director Brendan F. Kelly commented that while the state has installed signs along Illinois highways in dedication of fallen state police officers over the years, there were not signs for every fallen state police officer, and to honor them, the state plans on changing that. Drivers on Illinois state highways and main roads can expect that over the next several months, the Illinois Department of Transportation and the Illinois Tollway will erect uniform signs for all of Illinois' fallen state police officers. Unlike the current signs, which vary in design, the new signs will be standardized for a uniform look that shows respect for the officers themselves, as well as the sacrifices of their families. Illinois Tollway Director Cassandra Rouse says that the Illinois Tollway relies on the ISP to protect and assist the drivers and workers on their system. Rouse also said that they are proud to participate in this initiative to ensure the sacrifices made by these fallen troopers are properly honored. In 2011, the General Assembly began passing resolutions designating stretches of various highways in honor of ISP officers killed in the line of duty. It is believed the first ISP memorial sign was installed on State Highway 13 in honor of Trooper Lori Price, who was murdered with his wife by the notorious Charlie Berger gang in 1927. Central Commodity FS and Gateway FS are merging this year. Stakeholders across both entities voted in favor of the merger on March 13th. It will take effect on August 1st, which is the turn of the fiscal year for what will become the One Farm Supply Cooperative. Mark Baumann has served as the general manager at Central Commodity FS and is also doing so for Gateway FS until the merger takes effect. He says initial discussions on a merger began last November after key departures from the organizations.
The manager at Gateway FS did retire here at the end of February, so that led to the opportunity for both boards to look at some consolidation there, and if it made sense. So after meeting a few times, really looked at the ability for both companies to get some synergies, and really what it amounted to was we'd already been working together for a number of years, trading equipment. Central Commodity FS primarily does a lot of work for fertilizer, anhydrous, and things like that in the fall, where Gateway FS a little further south, they do a lot of that work in the spring. So it just kind of made sense that we'd already been working together for about 10 years and try to see how maybe this was a chance for us to work better, more efficiently.
Baumann says the merger will help expand their reach with the many services they provide while minimizing additional operating costs.
Equipment costs has gone up tremendously over the last 5 or 6 years with some of the inflation that we've seen in all aspects of life, but really ag equipment in particular has gone up. So, that ability to get more acres with the same number of units, and even the potential opportunity to move labor back and forth in the spring and fall was a big efficiency that was readily apparent as we met. Really, in addition to that, the cultures of both companies are very similar. Do what needs to be done to get the job done for our member owners. So that part we knew was going to be a good fit. In the FS system, there aren't many member companies that are in. All of them are in supplies, so energy and agronomy, stuff like that. But there's relatively few that are still independent in grain. Both of our companies have strong grain divisions.
In the meantime, both organizations will be busy working with member farmers as part of planting season in the capacities in which they currently operate.
It's somewhat of a luxury, I would say, that the farmer owners in Christian County have to get as much stuff done from a tillage standpoint, nitrogen, fertilizer in the fall, so that really in the spring, not as much is required before they can plant. Whereas in the South, there's just a whole lot more of that stuff that has to get done in that short window where they still want to get the corn and soybeans planted probably in April. So, it's always a busy time. And the thing about Christian County is, the farmers are geared up to get things done in a very short window, both on corn and beans. So, it's pretty much ag day every day for us at Central Commodity FS and Gateway FS. But these next few weeks, barring any rain, will be extremely busy.
More information on Central Commodity FS is available at fscooperatives.com/Central Commodity FS. More information on Gateway FS is available at fscooperatives.com/Gateway FS. Mark Baumann appeared as a guest on the WTIM Morning Show as part of our special live broadcast from the Christian County Farm Bureau for National Ag Day. A Lincoln Land Community College student is earning national recognition. Samantha Ulm of Auburn has been named one of 485 semifinalists nationwide for the Cook Undergraduate Transfer Scholarship. Ulm was selected from a pool of more than 1,300 applicants representing over 200 community colleges across 37 states. Candidates are evaluated on academic achievement, leadership, and perseverance. The scholarship would allow recipients to complete their bachelor's degree debt-free at any accredited accredited four-year college or university in the U.S., with funding of up to $55,000 per year for up to 3 years. Beyond financial support, the program also provides academic advising, career guidance, and access to opportunities like internships, study abroad programs, and graduate school funding. Ulm is an active member of the Phi Theta Kappa Honor Society and serves as president of the Honors Club. In a statement, English professor and advisor Dr. Jillian Bauer called Ulm an exemplary student leader and said the recognition is well deserved. Final scholarship recipients will be announced in May by the Jack Kent Cook Foundation. And now, a word from First National Bank in Taylorville.
At First National Bank in Taylorville, just west of the square, we've spent 70 years being your local bank. The bank where relationships matter, because we've been part of this community for generations. I'm President Jared Beckham. Life moves fast. Families grow, businesses change, even banks come and go. But one thing stays the same. First National Bank in Taylorville has been here for you and will be here for the next generation too. Serving Taylorville for 70 years, First National Bank in Taylorville. First every time, member FDIC.
Lakeland College hopes to make its applied engineering technology program more logistically accessible to all. Starting this fall, the department will run courses in a competency-based education, or CBE, format, and enrollment is already open. This system combines asynchronous remote learning with open lab time in lieu of scheduled class sessions. It's designed to be more flexible with students' lives outside of education and their prior experience with the subject matter. Michael Beavers is an instructor in electronics engineering technology and also serves as program coordinator. He says from students with full-time jobs to those who often travel, the new format will better suit them.
How do you make it possible for a person that wants to come to school but may be employed already, or maybe wanting to change careers, but doesn't really fit into the normal college day of, you come Tuesdays and Thursdays at this time and Wednesdays at this time. How do you make that happen? And so there's a fairly large group of us that's gotten together and worked on this. We came up with a National Science Foundation grant proposal and submitted that, and we got that grant, and we've been using the money to make this happen. But basically what it amounts to is that we have converted over our classes to competency-based, and we can talk more about that in a minute, and open lab concept. So you don't have a fixed time that you have to come to class. So if you work at night, you can come to class in the morning. If you work in the morning, you can come to class at night. We've got students that are on the road, that are gone for 2 weeks at a time. And so when they get back from being on the road, they come back and they come into the lab and they work on all of their stuff.
He adds that students who are already familiar with portions of the material will benefit by being able to advance through the curriculum at their own pace.
The competency-based education, the way we're doing it in our program, is that we are trying to teach skills. And sometimes you may already have that skill. For instance, let's say you come in to learn about automation, but you've been working on a farm and you really understand hydraulics. Well, even though hydraulics is part of our program, you could quickly go through the hydraulics part of this because you already have that competency. So you can demonstrate on our trainers that, yes, I can already do this, and you can just move on ahead. And then when you get to electronics, let's say maybe that's something you don't know anything about or haven't used much, you can spend more time working on the competencies for electronics. The idea is to get away from the idea that everybody should spend the same amount of time on every subject. And so we are trying to move it so we spend time working on those specific skills rather than just some time frame that we think that you should follow.
Students would still need to complete the course before its established endpoint. Some classes last an entire semester, while others run through only a portion of the term.
Well, typically it's the start of a mod, which is half a semester, to the end of the mod. Some of the classes are full semester classes, but we've broken down ours into smaller chunks. So normally instead of being a 3-hour class, our classes might be a half an hour or 1 hour or an hour and a half. So we can concentrate just on one specific skill, typically more than a really broad range of information on that subject. It's nice because, like I said, somebody can come in that already understands hydraulic and get through the hydraulics class in no time at all because they already know that. They come in, they show the competency, great, you graduated from that class. So the competency-based part of it, just once you get that competency, you move on.
Beavers says Lakeland's Applied Engineering Technology program prepares and connects students with a multitude of job opportunities within Central Illinois.
It seems that locally our manufacturing is starting to pick up again. I know we went through years of losing several of our big manufacturers, but this area is known for its work ethic. And so companies like to move here because the people that live here know how to work. A lot of them have worked on farms or grown up working in restaurants, so they understand what work's about, and they do really well. And so I'm really excited about some of the new companies that have moved in, and the things that's starting to happen here. So I'm excited about our communities.
More information on Lakeland College is available at lakelandcollege.edu. Michael Beavers appeared as a guest on the WTIM Pana Morning Show. Now to obituaries, which can be found at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com. 77-year-old Diana Forden of Mount Auburn died on Sunday. Cremation rites have been accorded and no services will be provided. 46-year-old Brian James Snyder of Springfield, formerly of Mount Sterling, died May 8th, 2022. Cremation rites have been accorded and the family will host a celebration of life at a later date. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. 67-year-old Monica Ann Montz of Kincaid died on last Thursday. A graveside service will take place today at 10:30 at Fraley Cemetery. Cremation rites have been accorded. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 88-year-old Charles H. Sampson Sr. of Taylorville died last Friday. A visitation will take place today from 5 till 7 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. The funeral service will take place tomorrow at 10 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. Burial with veteran honors will be at Oak Hill Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. 79-year-old Christine L. Colclasure of Grand Island, Nebraska, formerly of Taylorville, died on Sunday. Visitation is tomorrow from 1 till 2 at All Faiths Funeral Home in Grand Island. A memorial service will immediately follow. Family burial will take place at a later date in Taylorville. Funeral arrangements are being handled by All Faiths Funeral Home in Grand Island. 84-year-old Kenneth D. Bandy of Jeiseyville died on Tuesday. Visitation is Saturday from 10:30 until noon at Masterson Funeral Home in Kincaid. The funeral service will immediately follow. Burial will be at Oak Hill Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Masterson Funeral Home in Kincaid. 103-year-old Geraldine V. Beatty of Stonington died last Friday. Visitation is this coming Tuesday from 10 until 11 at Holy Trinity Catholic Church in Stonington. The funeral service will immediately follow. Burial will be at Old Stonington Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. 68-year-old Rebecca Joan Caraher of Taylorville died on Tuesday. Visitation is Monday from 10 until 11 at McClure Funeral Home in Taylorville. The funeral service will immediately follow. Arrangements are being handled by McClure Funeral Home and Cremation Services in Taylorville. 84-year-old Robert Smith of Taylorville died on Tuesday. Visitation is this coming Thursday from 2 till 4 at Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. A celebration of life will immediately follow at Evangelical Free Church in Taylorville. Interment will be at a later date. Cremation rites have been accorded. Arrangements are being handled by Sutton Memorial Home in Taylorville. And 94-year-old Doris Long of Greenville, formerly of Sorrento, died February 18th. Visitation is April 18 from 11 till noon at Donald Wygand Funeral Home in Greenville. A celebration of life will immediately follow. Interment will be at Brown Cemetery. Arrangements are being handled by Donald Wygand Funeral Home in Greenville. Let's take a look at the weather. It is currently mostly cloudy and 64 degrees. There is a wind advisory in effect for much of today. There's also showers and thunderstorms likely before 3 today, and then showers and possibly a thunderstorm between 3 and 5, and also likely after 5. The high today is expected to be near 73. Get local news anytime at Taylorville Daily News.